It's a major deja vu later on tonight. But regardless, we are going to be kicking things off here on Berliningrad LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the pink Protoss player, the Prince of Alliteration. Not quite the king, but pretty close. Coming out from the land of Korea, he is going to be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. A staple of ESL Open Cup Asia. We, of course, have Zest.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the South Korean Terran player. He is teal, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN.
I'm just catching up with chat right now, and I think this was put in a while ago. But yes, Light is in fact half Aussie, half Peruvian, which is kind of like American.
Not at all.
Yeah, pretty close.
Not at all.
Similar,
I mean, closer than Singapore, you know.
Exactly.
But that's why I had you cast DreamHack China.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Exactly.
But I struggle hard to do an Aussie accent. There's a reason why, like, I always love to see Yaku whip out.
For that.
I always love to see Yaku whip out the Ryan intro whenever he can.
I thought you were gonna say you love to see me whip out the bandana, the American flag bandana.
What is wrong?
And a Royan intro.
Interesting. Zest immediately mining out that mineral.
Yeah, not going for any proxies just yet, but we are in Berlingrad, so even building back at your own base might as well be considered a proxy. I wonder how much he's going to commit to that. Is he going to send a probe across the map to mine there too?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting just because he's just opening up another avenue here to move out and potentially defend, potentially be aggressive, keep the rush distance shorter between the bases.
Well, it does mean that this adept gets out a little bit quicker, makes its way across the map a little bit quicker.
That it does.
But to what end?
Oh, I mean, because Berlingrad is the shortest rush distance, like, maybe you can try and delay the CC, the SCV. Up!
Just like so, ByuN pulling the SCV does...
The shade!
Maybe I spoke too soon! No! Doesn't lose the SCV. I don't know why I doubted him for a second, like...
Yes, the CC was delayed, but it was not denied. The SCV survived, and just like that, ByuN, he gets the CC up and running. Uh-oh.
That SCV should not be long for this world. They say that, but it lives.
It does. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully ByuN is able to repair it later on. As the EFs is still very much so a threat. You know, we can see just like that one SCV, there's a Marine here on 1 HP, so... Oh boy, has to be careful. Marines are very, very fragile.
That SCV with barely any health is one building the bunker.
That's
not sure that's not sure if that's the best idea, but there are enough Marines to the adepts for now.
Yeah, and with that, Zest, even though he hasn't gone into the main base, he has scattered a lot, right? You know, we do have continued Marine production. So because of that, he knows that there is no, like, of course, 1-1-1, I guess, Hellion heavy composition here from ByuN. Instead, a very different style.
Yeah, a lot of Marines, though. Keeping my eye on the barracks count, but it's only one. He's going for a 1-1-1. There's the second Rax getting thrown down.
That it is. And a very interesting style here because, like, with this, there is no Banshee, there are no Widowmine drops or anything like that. ByuN isn't necessarily going for a hyper harassment style, which a lot of Terran players lean towards in this matchup. Instead, he's looking to work on one big push.
Yeah, and it's not quite a 3 Rax either, as he's working off only 2 Raxes for now. But it will mean that he gets tanks out, he will have a Raven out that can, you know, provide a little bit of utility, maybe throw down an auto turret or a disable. I'm not sure if it's entirely worth it though if you think that your opponent's go for Colossus.
I was thinking anti-armor missile just because of the sheer amount of Marines here.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of DPS potential.
Yeah, no, I think that will work out a little bit better too.
We'll see. Meanwhile, Zest, still staying on 2 bases, is taking straight up into a robotics bay here. So, still stuck on 2 bases. I'm sure we're going to see a third at some point. There we go. So, he's kind of skipping a couple of corners to get that, but not, you know, as many as other players would, like Haas, for example. Like, Blink is still researched.
Yeah, he hasn't gone full Taiwan yet.
Not yet.
Hasn't embraced the Haas TM style greed.
He will, though. He will. It's only a matter of time.
Oh, it really is.
Oh god, and this is where I start to worry a little bit for Zest, because again, like, this Marine count, it's getting higher. There's plenty of energy being saved on this Raven. Sure, Colossus is going to be coming out, but we were talking about, you know, the potential for disable. Like, I mean, that's a prime disable target.
Absolutely. And he's going to have at least 2 of them available by the time he pushes out. I was questioning it because it seemed like a bit of an odd kind of timing with the earlier reactor skipping on the Reapers, but this is actually timed out really well. He's going to be able to get Stim, Combat Shield, a couple of Medivacs, and a couple of Marauders out, and a ton of energy on that Raven by the time he pushes across the map. And what is Zest going to have? Maybe 2 Colossus, maybe they'll have Thermal Ants by the time ByuN hits.
Yeah, I'm really concerned here. Like, Zest needs side defense. He needs shield batteries. He needs the ability to overcharge. Like, he's scouting at the moment, and he just has eyes on the third. Confirms that there is none, but, like, that's also a bit of a tell. Finally, the army is going to be spotted.
No, it's a massive tell, honestly. Army does get spotted. ByuN not pushing out just yet. Now he is.
Yeah, there we go. Zest with the response. He's throwing down 2 shield batteries. Immediately, overcharge will be available at the third base as well. We'll see if ByuN decides to go for the third, or maybe try and go around into the natural.
Is he just trying to bait out Zest? Yeah. He doesn't push out entirely.
Yeah, he wants to keep an eye on where the army is. He confirms Zest's location. Pushing through this checkpoint. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, God.
Yeah, the Colossus is going to have a pretty nice time chipping away at the Marines from that choke point. Now there are 2, but there's enough energy on the Raven to disable both of them.
That there is. Meanwhile, I love the way that Zest has been using these adepts. He has them spread out. He has observers and adepts spread out all over the place to keep an eye on the army. But ByuN is on top of that, and he is going for a bit of multi-prone.
As one should, or as a Terran player should. Oh, he did not count on Zest staying in this location, though.
Another couple of Colossus swipes do hit the army. ByuN is forced back, and yeah, he's getting a third base behind this.
ByuN has just been so cautious so far, which I guess is understandable. We are in Stalingrad, but I don't know. It's not entirely what I expected from ByuN.
Yeah, I appreciate that he hasn't, like, pulled the trigger, or he's not too trigger happy, I should say. As you were saying, very cautious, very careful, doesn't want to overextend, doesn't want to throw away any army. If he fights, he wants to be certain that he can win.
And he's just waiting for the right moment to pounce. See, this entire time, though, Zest is getting 4th base up. He's been mining from that third for quite some time.
That's the scary thing about this, right? Like, sure, it's cool that ByuN isn't taking any fights that he doesn't need to, but that also means that Zest's economy is left completely unhindered. Like, he's been perfectly fine getting his third base saturated and getting a 4th base and expanding.
Are you getting frame skips?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Well, hopefully it's fine. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hopefully Yaku's internet can stay with us as the game is progressing. We do see tech going, or tech being thrown down here for ByuN. He's getting ready to dive into those ghosts.
Yeah, just getting ready for the next phase here, which is most likely going to be involving Archons or High Templar of some sort. Dark Shrine actually prioritized from Zest instead of the Templar Archives.
Yeah, regardless, he will have access to Archons, but this will mean that any kind of, like, diverse AoE is going to be a little bit delayed. He has the opportunity to go into Disruptors, sure, but not Storm.
Yeah, Switch's Archons do have splash damage. They also have a very limited range. Very explosive Immortals get taken out just like so, but ByuN not really able to continue pushing. Does manage to retreat with most of his army, at the very least.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, we do see kind of the back and forth here between Zest and ByuN. If ByuN is able to take out one of these spotters, and later on he can always just continue forward and go for a mass Doom drop, but Zest is aware of that, so he does reposition his Stalkers.
For now. Now he knows that the threat has kind of been neutralized. He is more than willing to regroup his forces.
Yeah, as he does back off. Meanwhile, a bit of a miss rally. Immortal, please.
Oh.
Come back.
I kind of wanted to see the mine go off on it.
Yeah. It looks like Zest was maybe trying to bait it out with the Taluk, but it's not quite in range, so...
Or is he?
Let's see. We'll see. ByuN, again, looking for a way in. Has to be careful, though. There is an observer outside the main base. Has to make sure he avoids that.
Yeah, scanning just to see where the army is at. Sees that there's a little bit of an opening here. Outside that third base location. ByuN setting up a pretty big flank. Just like how exposed that Colossus looks.
I was about to say how exposed the ghosts were. They were both exposed, man. I was like, oh god. Be careful. In the end, ByuN does back off. He comes back home, forced back by the Zealots. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for him to just go with this drop. To be fair, you never want to just go for a drop. You know, you want to distract the army. You want to try and hit multiple places at once. So he's still trying to set himself up elsewhere.
Yeah. The idea of the drop is to get damage hit somewhere and have a bit of basically be a distraction to something, right? So your opponent's attention. They have to either deal with the drop, or they'll take economic damage, or deal with your main army, or they'll lose their army.
Yeah, meanwhile, the drop just walks straight into the natural base of Zest. Zest completely out of position. We do have a Nova.
Here we go! Oh, it will land.
Yeah, beautiful shot there.
Second too late on targeting down the disruptor, yeah.
Despite that, 13 workers still went down. Like, the drop was able to pull Zest completely back, and Zest was getting ready to push into the fourth base, by the way. He was getting set up. He was even able to snipe the Raven, but again, forced back home.
And forces a warping of Stalkers, which is not what Zest wants at this phase of the game.
Yeah.
You'd much rather face him out for Zealots or High Templar.
Yeah, exactly. Zealots would be a little bit more ideal here. Meanwhile, again, Zest is getting ready to dive in. That drop comes back once again, hits the fourth base, and this time Zest doesn't turn around.
He stands and delivers beautiful EMPs, blanketing basically the entire army. Colossus starting to get low, but not quite taken out. A lot of bio falls to the Colossus, and Zest has found his momentum. He keeps on going.
Yeah, that he does. Every single SCV goes down, and now he breaks forward into the juicy center bio that is ByuN's army. The drop, sure, it dealt some damage, it killed an entire base, but, oh god, Zest, like, he barely lost any workers, though. Just the base itself.
Yeah. Meanwhile, ByuN lost a base and about 30 SCVs.
Yeah, that he did. To be fair, yo, that drop is getting a little bit out of control. Finally, it forces a recall.
Pretty massive recall at that, but as you were saying, Zest definitely came out in the better end of that trade.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because he was able to reset the tank count, able to take out these medevacs as well. Just in general, the trade that Zest was able to accomplish there, keeping the majority of his Colossus alive.
Well played.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's getting ready for wave number 2. That's a massive open of Stalkers. Jesus Christ.
Well, he's got to have some form of anti-air. The situation's quite like this.
Oh no, ByuN's being baited. He's being baited into a more open area.
It's exactly where Zest wants to flank from, but ByuN does not quite fall for it.
Yeah, he still takes a lot of damage from those Zealots, though. ByuN cannot get this base up and running, and now Zest, he's pushing all the way into the natural. The Ghost Academy is exposed.
Will get taken out just like that. To be fair, I suppose ByuN doesn't necessarily need ghosts, but he needs a whole lot more army of anything.
And he's just not gonna get it, mate. Like, he was relying so much on bio, on just a pure bio army with ghosts, but what he really needed to, as the backbone of his army, were more liberators or widow mines or tanks, and he just didn't have it. GG.
Zest takes game number 1.
And that was an interesting game. We saw like a bit of a dance for a long time, right? Where both players were just kind of weaving between each other and no real like engagement until the very end there.
Yeah, I'm honestly really surprised with how cautious ByuN was being. Poking back and forth instead of going for any, big decisive plays, any drops or whatnot.
Yeah.
Again, that kind of makes sense on a map like Berlingrad, right? You don't want to, be caught out of position for even a second because it doesn't take a whole lot for your opponent to turn around, come back home, and deal with that. But at the same time, I don't know. I expected something a little bit more aggressive, shall we say.
Yeah,
from
like
ByuN.
ByuN was playing very scared. He was playing very scared here, which is surprising because that's not what ByuN is known for. There's a reason why you have that expectation for ByuN, because when you think of ByuN, you think of like hyper aggressive, like drops all over the place. We saw it against Time, right? We saw how assertive he was, but here in game 1, we didn't see that at all.
But maybe that was just a new map thing. As we continue our series now on 2,000 atmospheres. LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the pink Protoss player, the Prince of Alliteration himself. I'm trying to think of a song from, back then. Representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG, we have Zest.
Because he's pink, did you think it was Pez?
What? No. Pez is purple.
Okay. Question mark. As spawning in the top right hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres LE, we have the teal Terran player going for the proxy across the map, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN.
This is the ByuN I wanted.
There you go. I
Does
said
get
that
sad
because
immediately, but
you called Zest the king of alliteration. I was like, what?
I said the Prince.
So Prince, why? Well, that doesn't help. That doesn't make it better.
Of course it does.
Oh boy.
Because, see, Pez is the king of alliteration because it's Purple Protoss player Pez. Oh, actually, no. Zest can also be a contender for that because it could be pink Protoss player Pigeon Cup.
Shaking my head. Awful, mate. Awful. But here we go. We do have this proxy, and so far it hasn't been scouted from Zest. Zest did. Oh, never mind. Okay, Zest did go for a probe scout. He confirmed that the Rax is delayed, is late.
Or just that the Rax isn't there.
True. And
actually,
yeah, the first Reaper shows up. There's a shield battery. We just have some probe micro for the time being.
But even better Reaper micro so far. The Adept comes out. That's really gonna be, or it should be enough to chase away even 2 Reapers, but we'll see.
Yeah, especially because there's only 1 Adept here. Meanwhile, ByuN will go back home. But with this opener, he did at least, force Zest to be a little bit more defensive at home. He did get a probe kill. Was able to scout his opponent as well.
Even forces a recall on that 1 probe. Jeez. When you really want to avoid losing workers.
Yeah, mate. Zest, he cares about all of his workers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That or he's like, yeah, no, you have mules. I can't afford to lose even 1 probe.
It's very true. Which is very true. But the Reapers, they're going to be able to get into the natural. Another probe kill.
There we go. ByuN was promised another probe kill, and now he's got it. Despite that recall.
There you go. So Zest, he's having a bit of a hard time keeping up, especially because there's a Reaper cliff here for ByuN, so he gets in again.
It's another probe kill.
Yeah.
Nice.
And another
And
3.
another. And now he just slips away on the Reaper cliff. Where was this ByuN on Berlingrad?
Just like that. With this opener, 5 probes have gone down. Beautifully done here by ByuN. Unfortunately, he didn't get back into the main base, so ByuN didn't scout that the follow-up was a Stargate. He has not seen that the Oracle is coming across the map. Oh, now he knows.
And he's turning around his Widow Mines. He has, no Marines here.
Yeah, it's just Widow Mines.
Fortunately, because of the opening.
Yeah.
And so he is forced to turn around to get some kind of anti-air.
Aye. When your anti-air is Widow Mines, feels bad, man.
When your anti-air is Widow Mines that you wanted to drop across the map. Aye. And just like that, Zest has more than reciprocated the worker damage that ByuN has dealt.
Exactly. ByuN was being cheeky, and Zest just shut him down. That was brutal. Part of me feels like maybe it would have just been worth it to just commit to the drop. But I do know that this 6th worker kill, like, it would have been more. It would have been maybe 9, maybe even 10.
Yep. Eventually, I suppose that Oracle would have ran out of energy, but how many SUVs would have killed before then?
Exactly. So it's understandable that ByuN had to turn around and go back home, but now he relinquishes map control. The drop that he wanted to go for, it's just not happening. He's stuck at home. He's trying to go for no.
But are there even enough Phoenixes to take this out? Yes. Oh no! What made mine?
Oh! Wow, I
7 probes.
Yeah, I thought he picked up all 3.
No, he lifted a probe.
Ooh.
My mistake. Yeah, that was one hell of a misclick.
Aye. Zest, please. So just like that, ByuN, at least he's able to get that off. At least he is able to get some damage.
Now we're even. For the time being, anyway. As Zest, once again, he really wants even more worker damage.
Yeah, and he's gonna get it. At least when it comes to the gas mining workers. At least now we have some Marines, so we have some kind of sustainable anti-air, but there is no stim. It's gonna take a while to respond.
Yeah, the missile turret, I mean, it's a deterrent for a little while, but when you have these many Phoenixes out, you know you can afford to lift a couple of SCVs before dipping out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 1 or 2 here or there, it does slowly add up as he rotates around towards the natural base. The building SCV here is exposed, maybe even the building SCV as well. Meanwhile, another drop. Oh, actually a Viking.
Oh. Have you ever seen a lifted Viking?
I have now.
I want to say I have, but I have no memory of that.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna say this is my first time.
I think I've seen a Viking lifted by a medevac. I think I've seen that.
Yeah. That was twice.
Oh god. Meanwhile, the army is across the map, but the drop actually slips by the Phoenixes. Can he get away with this? Can he make it all the way across the map without encountering the Phoenixes?
Well, there are no Colossus. So that's, I suppose, a start.
Yeah, there's no Colossus, there's no splash damage. Instead, we're going to be seeing some Archons come out. Can they come out in time, though, for Zest? Because, again, he only has a handful of gateway units, so not necessarily ideal against ByuN. Oh, who is it? Who is it?
Lagging?
Who is it? Who is it?
Oh! I don't think it's me this time.
You can check. It's not me. I have 180 ping.
Oh, no, never mind. I have 1,000 ping.
Okay.
And it is climbing.
If it's climbing, then you should probably leave this game. You can join the next one.
Yeah, I should probably leave this.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah. There we go. Well, I'm trying to click leave. There we go. Oh,
beautiful.
I opened up the content menu and it was like, nope, you got. Yeah, we won't let you leave until you reconnect. I was like, what? I just want to leave.
Oh, good. As the game does recommence, I'm gonna set up the screen share. Thank Discord, because Discord does allow us to screen share now.
Yeah, well, it's always allowed to screen share.
Not always, man. Not always.
Ooh.
We didn't always have this capability, man. Shaking my head, Yaku. Oh. Okay, as we do have a bit of a tag, so Zest has found the army. Again, I apologize for a little bit of lag there, but hopefully things clean up on Yaku's end. You know, maybe, I don't know, close some applications, you know, just crush your Ethernet cables, all that good stuff.
Oh no, it's It's not my fault. I know that entirely.
Oh boy.
I'm shaking my fist at my ISP.
There you go. There you go. God damn it. Warner cable.
Yeah, close enough.
Up!
Yeah, there's the Flower Mines.
Jesus.
And they're just trying to paint the phoenixes into them.
Death Flower, man. My god. Flower of Doom. Thankfully, Zest did notice. He's tempted to throw down a Revelation, but isn't quite committed yet.
Did he notice? I suppose he did.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Reveal 5v. Oh, he copied them all up!
Oh
my god. It's
Thankfully
almost
for ByuN, the Marines are pretty close by.
Yeah, it's almost as if he revealed and dove in, but like it didn't register in his brain what he revealed. It's like he revealed like, I got this. Oh no, there's 5, not 3. Ay.
Aha! I see all of your Widow Mines. I was like, oh no, those are all your Widow Mines.
Oh no, I see all your Widow Mines, mate. Meanwhile, we do have a bit of a Zealot run by ByuN was completely out of position, so his army is forced all the way back, which is great for Zest because Zest was about to be pounced upon. He did not have enough at home to defend. We should see another Revelation. Up! This time, he does have enough to pick up both Widow Mines.
Yeah, that's enough damage earlier on and picked up enough Widow Mines. Plus, there weren't the Marines here to back them up this time.
Yeah, that there were not. Ooh. So you see another Revelation on the main army. At least a couple of Widow Mines have been shaved off, but again, ByuN's army is still looking absolutely terrifying. You brought it up earlier. No Colossus, like, where's the splash damage? It's on the way, but it's so late.
It's like, Archons. Well, if you can get them close enough.
Man, we already got EMPs there.
It's already effective enough to turret.
Yeah, exactly.
But a couple of them actually missing. The battery overcharge will be able to fill up the shields of the Archons once again. Zest fighting back hard.
Yeah, with a massive flank of charge lots, Zest is able to connect with the majority of this army. Another massive EMP on every single Archon. Oh.
And just in a blink of an eye, Zest lost all of his momentum.
Exactly. I almost feel like maybe ByuN could have turned around and fought there, but he only has 1 medevac, so maybe not the best idea. But ByuN, he does hold on, is forced back, but behind that, my god, Zest is insane. He actually got a 4th up.
Hold it, he's also prioritizing Disruptors over Colossus.
Yeah, which is a little bit questionable, but regardless, at least he has some AoE, some splash damage. And this is terrifying because ByuN had such a lead, and his army was looking so scary because there weren't any Colossus, because there weren't any Disruptors. But now the game has gone on long enough where Zest has them.
Well, I want to believe that ByuN has the APM and the micro to split at this last second against every Purification Nova, but there are already 4 Disruptors out, so
yeah.
he's gonna have to do that multiple times in quick succession. Which...
And it's also one of those things where a Nova doesn't necessarily have to connect well for it to do what it needs to. Like, zoning potential is already huge here for Zest. Like, if ByuN goes for a stim, a Nova comes out, he has to back off, well then it can be like, you know, kind of a wasted stim.
Yeah, drains the energy from the medevac.
Still 1, it's already out of energy, mate.
Yeah. It's already out, jeez.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, as this has been going on, now that Zest has his 4th base up and running, now that he has his Disruptors, he is looking to go into carriers. Fleet Beacon is on the way. Zest has a bit of a window here. Before the carriers come out, he can maybe try and end it, or at least deal some devastating damage.
And he is setting up to do so.
Gotta.
I don't know. It depends a lot on these Disruptors and how well these Purification Novas land.
Yeah, we have 3 left. We do see ByuN trying to move on forward, but he just runs into a face full of Zealots. We have 3 Novas remaining here. ByuN, he rotates around. Finally, he gets eyes on the 4th base.
But already, there's a ton of stack defense. Ooh, real good EMP on top of those shield batteries, so.
Yeah, that it was, but it did cost him the life of 1 of the ghosts. Meanwhile, massive Zealot run by across the map.
These EMPs are not going to help out whatsoever. Liberators might, but what can they really do?
Yeah, exactly. Like, SCVs are falling here at the 3rd base. We have some decent micro, but again, workers are still going down, and ByuN is forced back. He doesn't commit to a fight at the 4th.
I still really like ByuN's composition, specifically against Archons and Disruptors. But as you were pointing out, Zest is already about halfway done with his first couple of carriers.
Yeah,
Such a massive worker lead.
he just doesn't stop teching. It's just insane. Like, oh god, ByuN is a bit of a timer. Maybe he can try and dive on top of these Disruptors, but he's not feeling it. He's getting set up with a bit of a concave instead. Now he's pushing on forward. Can he get one?
Not quite, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just not enough here. Meanwhile, the Zealot run-bys, they just don't stop. This time, there are no ghosts for EMPs.
Next time, the Liberators are a little bit out of position. They're protecting the third base location, but not the natural. Reinforcements are coming out, I think.
Yeah, the reinforcements do come out. They clean up all the Zealots, but unfortunately, a couple of Widowmines went down. Marines, Marauders. It's a bit of a rough trade there for ByuN. And I mean, he does have a pretty good army supply. Like, he has been macroing. Like, he's got his own fourth now. He's got a solid army. Oh my god, maybe he can pounce on top. He can pounce on top of these Disruptors.
There's no buffer for them. He snipes every single one of them out, and just like that, I think ByuN has done it. What is the splash damage available to Zest now?
Archons, mate. Archons is all he has. We'll see. The carriers are coming out, and are there enough carriers? Has he hit critical mass? Can he deal with this bio? And it looks like he can, especially with the reinforcements. This bio army will be cleaned up, but at the same time, there is another drop here towards the north, and there is not enough army supply for Zest to defend both. Oh, where is that?
Potentially. Now he's got some army supply. And that did buy him some time for the reinforcements to get back in position. But 21 probes. ByuN has finally exceeded the worker count this game.
Oh god, exactly. A couple more EPs connect, every single Archon goes down. Without the Archons for buffer, now ByuN, he can get on top of the carriers. Everything is going down. There are no more interceptors left, and Zest, he's just falling apart.
Just like so.
Yeah, as you were saying, May, like, Zest was doing perfectly fine, but the game-winning move there for ByuN was killing 4 Disruptors for free.
Nothing's of him out anymore from then. Zest still trying to hang on. But I feel like the writing's just on the wall. GG is called. ByuN takes game number 2.
GG, well played. That was so close. I was so worried that the carriers were going to come out and Zest was just going to max out and be fine. But thankfully, ByuN, he found a way in. He was looking for an opportunity to just dive in and deal some damage. And he got it, mate. Oh. And with that, yeah, we're tied up.
1-1.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Going to our king match. Not quite the ace. We're pretty close.
That we are. Oh my god, and we're just diving straight in. It's just they have no chill, man.
They really don't. Look, they know that they only have a couple of hours to nap before their match is up.
They have like,
It's when you get done. Yeah.
have some time, right? Let me check here. When does Stay-at-Home Story Cup start? 6 hours. Yeah, they got plenty of time. What are you on about? Plenty of time.
Yeah, but what if they only slept for 45 minutes?
Some rest after this, yeah?
No.
Oh, god. Ay.
Alright, and as we continue our series here on Glittering Ashes LE, and maybe staring at the ping that I've got, but nah, it's either here and there. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, the pink Protoss player coming out from the land of Korea. He is, of course, our Prince of Alliteration himself, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG, we have Zest.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Glittering Isles LE, as well as just outside the base of Zest, we have the South Korean Terran player. He is Teal. Teal? Blue?
Teal.
representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Oh my god.
If it ain't broke, don't break it. And Zest goes for another probe scout, so you know what, I guess he is breaking it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Zest sees the opener. He confirms once again what is happening for the most part. And he should be able to defend at home. If you recall, last game, ByuN got 5 probe kills for his Reapers. Let's see if he can equalize that. Do the same.
Yeah, get the same record. Maybe delay a natural base, but not quick enough.
Yeah, the SCV was just a little bit too slow there. The first Reaper is in production. Again, we'll see if the probe micro is a little bit better from the side of Zest, because he did fall apart a little bit there. Yeah, just waiting for his Cybercore before he makes a unit. Doesn't even make it a Zealot first.
Yeah. Looks like that one probe earlier on. That was, that was a real change the course of the game. Nice micro from ByuN.
Yeah, I'm really concerned here. I mean, the first Stalker is being chronoed out, which is great.
Stalker?
Yeah, not Adept this time.
Well, it will have longer range, I suppose, to chase down the Reapers, rather. Just like that. One of them goes down, and the follow-up Reaper should not be able to get too much done. ByuN knows this. He sends it all the way back home.
Beautiful. With that, with Zest shutting down the first Reaper, now the potential for like 2 Reapers coming in and again getting all that worker kills that we saw in game 1, and it's not gonna happen.
But is this just gonna prompt ByuN to I don't know, perhaps play a little bit more efficiently? We shall see. He hasn't been able to scout the main yet of Zest. He doesn't know if it's gonna be another Stargate opening or, as we know, a Twilight opening.
Yeah, Twilight Council is on the way, so Zest approaching this a little bit differently. I'm sure this is just gonna be for Blink. Like, I doubt we're gonna see any crazy like Glaive Adept shenanigans. Like Zest, he's a little unhinged, but not that much.
Yeah. So he's on Z-axis.
Yeah.
Of protest players. Definitely not in the Y-axis. No, the KDA charge actually helped the Stalker out a little.
It feels bad, man. The second Reaper gets taken out as well, so now there's limited scouting information for ByuN. He actually doesn't know about the Twilight Council, whether it's a Twilight Council or a Stargate, so he's still very much so in the dark.
Oh no, Dark isn't playing.
Not anymore, me. And with that, ByuN has to be safe. You know, he's got a Widowmine in his in his natural. He's got a Cyclone between the bases in case an Oracle shows up.
Yeah, just covering up his bases. Not going for another drop this time. Instead, we see something similar to Berlingrad. He's building up for a pretty powerful timing, if he utilizes it.
Yeah, exactly. Delaying his third CC by quite a bit, focusing on his production instead, focusing on his upgrades, as we should be seeing Stim on the way. And yeah, as you were saying, very reminiscent of the previous game. Hopefully this time he's able to pull the trigger though.
That's gonna be the hope. Ideally.
Meanwhile, Zest going straight off of 2 gates, straight into that robotics bay. My god. This has to be for early Colossus. I'd be shocked if he starts disruptor production. Shocked me.
What if he gets observer speed early on?
What was the speed?
Yeah.
Colossus drop?
No. What was the speed just for Immortals?
Possible, mate. It's
Or just to
possible.
get across the map quicker.
Meanwhile, no, the fresh mules! Up! Get away, puppy, get away!
They do.
Nice micro there by ByuN. He has to be careful not to lose that Cyclone, and he pulls back just in time. Zest doesn't really find any damage here.
Yeah, at the very least, he is keeping ByuN at home, but we'll see how the tables turn once Stim finishes up.
Yes, we shall. Meanwhile, Colossus is on the way. Extended thermal lance +1. Zest being so greedy again, getting a third base as well. Doing all of this off of just 2 gateways. If a push came, he would just die, but the push is not coming. So Zest, he's getting away with murder, mate. Murder.
Moida.
Oh boy.
Moida, I tell ya.
Yeah, it's rough, man. I mean, a push is coming, to be fair, right? There's gonna be a timing here with all these upgrades, but by the time it moves out across the map, like there are gonna be 2 Colossus at least.
Yeah, probably with thermal ads too.
Alright, but here we go. ByuN is getting ready. He's getting ready for this massive push. Will Zest be able to get away with this greed? The problem is that Zest does have eyes on this. He does spot the move out.
Yeah, 6 gateways are about to finish up as well, so even if he isn't able to get his ready Colossus out as he so desires, he still will have a pretty intimidating force to meet what ByuN's got.
Yeah, he just needs these gateways to finish up ASAP. He also has to make sure he's not going to be supply blocked. He's got plenty of pylons. He needs to warp in. He needs to be in position as ByuN. His goal here is to at least take out the army. Best case scenario, he wins the game, but at least maybe try and deny this 3rd base.
It's actually looking very possible right now. The Ravens disable one of the Colossus. Can he get the other? Can he get the other?
Oh, so far he cannot. Overcharge is popped. Because of that, the overcharge will keep ByuN's army at bay, and that means that the first disable runs out.
Like so.
Yeah, this is looking kind of manga-esque, mate. I mean, there is enough energy for another disable. To be fair, more reinforcements are coming across the map. Yo, we have a 3rd Colossus though. Oh no, he disables the Stalker!
Map, isn't it? No! I think that's it. ByuN, his aggression gets completely shut down. Every single one of the Marines get taken out. A couple of auto turrets being thrown down, and now is a last-ditch effort. Now the Colossus die.
Oh my god. That was such an unfortunate misclick. Ay, ay, ay. We've seen Zest misclick earlier today, and now ByuN as well. His entire army was just destroyed. None of the Colossus went down either. Sure, one of them is low. Sure, one of them has red HP, but mate, Zest, he wants to go for the counterattack.
And if you think about it, StarCraft is just mini Colossus.
Sure. I mean, they don't have laser beams.
I guess
sure.
it makes sense for ByuN to disable that.
Oh god, here we go. Zest, he's rotating around towards the natural base. He doesn't have to try and force his way up a ramp either. Can he do this? I mean, ByuN is nicely spread out. He's ready to receive.
Yeah, there's not enough of an open area here for Zest to flank, but here come the reinforcement of Zealot. 77 army supply versus 40. I think the writing's on the wall here.
Yeah, exactly. ByuN does receive. GG gets called, and Zest takes a lead in this best of 5.
2-1. I feel like this could end up like the Zest Classic series, where they both just trade maps back and forth until eventually someone
it could.
Someone edges it out.
Yeah, okay. Look, I love ByuN, but I got to question something, right? Like, that build on Berlingrad makes sense, but on Glittering Ashes, the largest map in the map pool,
yeah.
Like, I feel like there's a lot of power in that, but also you're on a bit of a timer. You know, you got to go across the map as soon as possible, ASAP, right? Glittering Ashes, Zest had a lot of time to prepare at home and get set up.
But what about Pillars? Not Pillars.
Pillars of Gold.
No, Pride of Altaris.
There you go. Close enough, mate. They're both gold. They're both yellow. They're both Protoss.
Yeah. And it reminds me mostly of Obergrove and Prion Terraces, but you know.
It's all good. It's all good. But here we go. We're diving in to game number 4.
Potentially the last one, but hopefully not. As in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, swatting all the way to the bottom right-hand corner, we have the pink Protoss player coming out from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing his team, Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG! We have the staple of ESL Open Cup Asia himself, the best. It's Zest.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have the South Korean Terran player. He is Teal, representing his team, Shopify Rebellion. And this time, he's the one being proxied. It is ByuN.
Zest has had enough, hasn't he?
It's like, mate, you proxy racks me 2 games in a row. All right, let's go.
Cracks arrest. So make it look like a normal probe scout, but we know the truth.
We know the truth, mate. We know the probe is being as annoying as possible, chipping away at the SCV, but ByuN does keep it alive. He's able to stay on top of it. The gateway, though, is about to finish up, and I'm really curious about a couple of things, because we do have a gas behind this. Is the cyber core going to be proxied, or it should be at home, right?
I mean, that would be the safe bet. Which is why I kind of wants us not do that.
There it is.
But he does. He is sensible.
Cybercore at home. We do have the first Zealot being chronoed out here, and the goal of this Zealot is to take out this SCV and deny the CC.
As long as possible. Taking it a little bit with the probe, but realizes that
Yeah, he does weaken it a little bit.
it shouldn't get too much done.
Yeah, the probe is going to be focused down here by the Reaper. Toast down a pylon? Question mark?
Yeah, for shield batteries later on.
Yeah, sure. As here we go, the first 2 Zealots are going to be able to slip in, and unfortunately, the Reaper is already halfway across the map. It's not at home to defend. Oh my god, 3rd CC!
Is able to get some equalizing damage. No!
Oh
okay,
my.
cancels his natural, so...
It was a 3rd CC build!
Right.
He's crazy!
Yeah, my first instinct was like, oh, you know, ByuN, he recognized that he was going to lose his base. He's remaking it. It's like, oh no, this is a CC that already has a bit of health on it.
Yeah.
ByuN was planning to get the 3rd CC very early on.
He was being so greedy, and now he's being punished for his greed because of this. Like, his tech is delayed, his factory is delayed. Oh my god, the add-on is gonna go down.
Area. There just wasn't enough surface area to keep that alive. To get enough SCVs repairing that. Speaking of SCVs, though, they do get a pretty good surround on top of the Zealots at least, but Stalkers can try to kite these as much as possible.
Yeah, exactly. The damage was done. 4 SCVs went down. At least ByuN does have a backup CC, but he's in such a rough position. He can't counterattack. He can't be aggressive himself. Like, again, everything was delayed. Ah.
Meanwhile, what does Zest do with all this? Takes the opportunity to tech up, continue to make a couple more Stalkers. Are we gonna see this end with a blink into the main? That would be kind of sad, but also kind of hilarious.
That would be ideal, because what do you need to defend against Blink Stalkers? You need a tank. And
exactly.
We don't have one. We're not going to see one. It looks like ByuN himself wants to go for a bit of an add-on switch, potentially, and start working on Stim. We'll see what we get with this Twilight Council.
And there we go. For a very split second there, I was half hoping for a Dark Shrine when I see him immediately grab Blink. But then I realized he was just waiting a little bit for gas.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Dark Shrine, to be honest. Like, just because of the rough scenario, ByuN is going to be muling his heart out. He's not going to be conserving energy for scans.
True. It's not going to be getting a 3rd base for a while anyway, if the last 2 games are any indication.
Exactly. Meanwhile, this first gateway is going to be depowered, but Zest doesn't care. Zest, he's working on a robo, he's going to be working on a warp prism, he's going to be just sending it across the map. The real question is, how many gateways are going to be behind this? Because at the moment, we do have 2 on the way, so only 2 in total. Not too many to start with, but I'm sure we're going to see more thrown down.
Yeah, what is it? 2 for each base is the general rule of thumb.
Unless you want to go
that
all
may
in.
Just be barracks.
Then you just throw down more.
True. Then you go 6 gate on the back of 2 bases.
Meanwhile, we have a hallucinated Oracle dipping in. He confirms. Oh, there's a Cyclone here in the main. We have a bunker on the way. And ByuN has his eye on things. He wants to see, yo, are you going to expand and take a 3rd, or are you going to stay? Oh my god.
Looks like he's going to stay for now.
Yeah. So he's not going to be hyper aggressive with his Blink Stalkers. He just has them more of a safety net for now. Like, after scouting, I guess he's like, you know what? Let's just tech up. Let's just get another base going. Let's just get our Colossus going. Zest should be taking a third.
Yeah, especially now that ByuN has scouted that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is still potential for these Blink Stalkers to deal damage, but there is no hyper commitment for them. They're just wobbling across the map, looking to find what they can, if anything.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't get too much here. ByuN did a really good job of SimCity, just spreading them out and avoiding placing them right by the edges of the bases.
Yeah, that was rough. 2 Stalkers go down for free. Ugh, feels bad, man. Zest taking a lot of losses, and now the ball is in ByuN's court because this man, he's working on +1. He's got a lot of bio. He's got an insane amount of bio, and he's moving out. Never mind.
Yeah, even without medevacs. Here come the medevacs.
Yeah, he was just waiting for them. The first Colossus will come out, but is one Colossus going to be enough? Is there going to be enough to protect that Colossus and stop ByuN from just steaming forward and diving on it?
There's one Colossus and one shield battery and one Nexus. That's all you need.
Oh, as the army was spotted, so Zest is well aware of the position of ByuN. Meanwhile, ByuN is trying to sneak into the main base, going for a bit of a drop straight into the main. Recall is already on cooldown.
Is this gonna use it any time when the situation starts really turning dire? He hasn't realized, he hasn't noticed a drop yet.
Oh, he hasn't. The drop gets in. The mineral line is going to go down. He forces Zest to pull his entire army into his main base, and that's going to expose his third.
His third, which is exactly where ByuN wants to hit next. This just wants to deal with this as quickly as possible, and then start rotating his own army towards the north. Medevacs is starting to get dealt with. Not quite.
Oh no, the one Colossus overcharge is not going to be enough. The Colossus goes down, and this may just be it. ByuN, he sieges up. These zealots are not going to be enough. ByuN pulling Zest apart. GG gets called.
Where was this ByuN Leningrad?
Right?
Sorry, continue out. But with that, we are now tied up sideways 2-2. We have one more map.
May you're never gonna let ByuN live out Berlingrad. You're gonna like 5 months from now, you're gonna meet him like at a home story club. You're gonna mate Berlingrad. What happened?
Oh, I don't think I'm gonna remember it after I wake up later.
True.
Or I meet ByuN and all of a sudden I get like a premonition. I'm like, Berlingrad, and I don't know what it means.
Oh, God.
I shake his hand and then I have a I have this
Berlin. He's like, what?
It's like, no, he's like, no, that's a different city. Like, what? We're actually in Monterrey.
Boy, here we go. The ace match. We made it, Yaku. Thankfully, it wasn't an incredibly long series to get here. You know, relatively quick games. No late game, just solid mid-game play from both our players. But we are here. Game 5.
Here we go, and it's coming down to the wire. The Beckett wire.
Oh boy. That it is meanwhile.
I intentionally ruined that for you, and you didn't even budge. You're like, no.
I'm just gonna completely. Fala galera in the chat. Welcome, Dolly Goes from Brazil. As we are diving into the final game of ESL Open Cup Asia number 93.
That we are. It all comes down to this. Everybody who placed your wagers earlier on, as my ping climbs up quite a bit. Hey. Is fine in the top right hand corner. Map starting all the way in the top right hand corner. The pink Protoss player coming out from the land of it's stabilizing. Who? Korea. He is gonna be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming DPG. He is known as the best. He, of course, is Zest.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, going for a bit of a pseudo-proxy. Not entirely a proxy. We have the South Korean Teal Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN.
Gotta love these gambits from the Terran player. The idea, obviously, to try to force your opponent to overreacting, but Zest actually not going straight across the map with his probe. Scouting around his perimeter, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's looking for a proxy. And he will confirm that there is none, so now he is safe and sound and goes back home. So, yeah, ByuN's not... this pseudo proxy isn't really going to pay off because there was no scout across the map.
Yeah, no overreaction whatsoever. That said, I mean, his Reaper, I guess, will make it across the map a little bit quicker.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Solid maybe 1 second quicker. And maybe with that 1 second, maybe he can get an extra probe kill. As Reaper is going across the map.
Because, of course, it's important to remember that the SCV also took a little bit longer getting that position to build the barracks than otherwise. So, I guess it evens out.
Oh, God. As ByuN is going to slip into the main base. Ooh. Oh. The cleaner bots.
No.
The Roombas. They're being massacred.
How heartless.
Zest, please. I guess the Roombas, they do look kind of Terran, to be honest.
They do. Obviously, this is why I really... I was playing earlier today, and I think I'm lagging. Oop. Yeah, no, my ping is climbing.
God, I would recommend after this little bit of micro, if it is climbing, do you want to just dip out?
Yep.
Game paused.
Oof. Phew.
Okay.
Oh, God. Alright.
Game resumed.
As thankfully, you know, there was no major engagement here. He just straight up just left.
Was at the beginning.
Yeah. Was at the beginning of the game, as I quickly set up my screen share.
Yes. But we were mentioning early on. Ah, yes. Yeah, no, that's why
Talking about the Roombas, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I dread playing TvT on this map, because I swear to God, I look at the Roomba on the natural base, and I'm like, oh my God, they already have Reapers coming out to me, and I'm like, no. That doesn't sound right.
No, that's happened to me as well. I'm pretty sure I've caught a Roomba over the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh my God, did he just drop a Widowmine in the corner of my base, and is he waddling in? Like,
Yep.
they're terrifying.
They really are. So you know what? It's understandable that Zest is just giving himself some peace of mind.
Yeah. Get rid of all the Roombas, mate. Get rid of them. You know, just clean the house with the good old vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, vacuum cleaner. Use the bucket and the
Sponge.
Bucket and the sponge, exactly.
Shaking my head, Yaku. Never cleaned anything with a bucket and a sponge in your life.
Or you get a cat and you get one of those shoes that is a brush.
Meanwhile, we do have a Widowmane jump dipping into the main base. We do have a reaction from Zest. Is it going to be fast enough? Up. Ooh, we actually have an on-burrow. Up.
Oh, did it burrow again?
Up. No. Oh, that's it. That's GG.
I am so upset that I was unable to catch that in its full glory. Jesus, probes go down just like that, and just like, nope, yeah, no, I cannot deal with this.
I mean, that honestly, that is game-ending damage.
That is that early on. Jeez, I wish I could see the resource collection graph on that.
11.
On the workers active graph on that. Jeez.
Yeah, Zest was being juked out. He was like, pulling back, and pulling back and forth, I should say. ByuN, he was unburrowing, reburrowing the Widowmine, and just like that, Zest slips up for
Even
1
without
second.
tunneling claws.
Yeah, no tunneling claws, no armory
Or drilling
behind
claws,
it.
rather. Yeah.
There was no armory. There was nothing else. It was just a Widowmine drop. Wow.
That's a ByuN micro we know and love. And with that, congratulations to ByuN, who wins his not in a row, but he wins his, I believe, 4th ESL Open Cup Asia Championship of this season, at least. I think he won one a while ago, but not counting the current season. 5 weeks in a row coming into the finals. That is something that we really only expect from players like Zest or Cure lately.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm too busy memeing.
Yeah.
Oh god. But yeah, as you said, like just insane. What we saw there. Congratulations, ByuN.
You didn't.
Mhm.
That's what happens when you kill the Roombas, mate.
It is.
The Windmines come back with a vengeance.
Exactly. You thought you got rid of the mines, man. Nah, the real ones come out, and just like that, congratulations, ByuN. He is our ESL Open Cup Asia 93 champion. As you said, not quite 4 in a row, but ByuN has been on a tear in these weeklies. It's great. It's great to see him come back here like this, because for a long time, ByuN was, after his return from the military, he was a solid, like, mid-tier Terran. He never found the same success that he once had, but right now he's actually looking really good.
Yeah, he's had some peaks and some but also some slumps behind that.
Yeah, exactly.
And, yeah, for the better part of, I think towards the end of 2020, when he first came back, everyone was super hyped when he won Asus ROG, snuck his way to IEM Katowice. But I feel like throughout most of 2021, he is, like you said, kind of overshadowed by the likes of Maru and Cure in Korea.
Even Innovation, before Innovation went to the military, like, yeah, ByuN, unfortunately, this year, as you said, he just didn't really have much success. But towards the end of the year, he's starting to actually ramp up. Like, he's getting really good results in these online tournaments.
Really good.
It's great to see.
And we'll see that we'll see if that culminates in maybe TSL or DreamHack Last Chance as Katowice. That wasn't fast enough to mute. So
Katowice is around the corner. King of Battles as well. I don't know if that's gonna give. I don't know if it's gonna give EPT points, but King of Battles also, like, not too far away.
Yeah, I completely forgot that was coming back. It was announced pretty recently. Having another season of that in a couple of months. I'm curious as to where they'll slot it in between everything. Like, is there gonna be another super tournament now that I think about it?
I don't know. King of Battles is in like a week. It's
there we go. All right.
Well, the qualifiers are in a week. So yeah, everything.
Qualifiers.
Yeah, so like everything is being crammed in, just like last year at November, December. You know, you have like King of Battles, TSL, DreamHack Last Chance, like Home Story Cup. It's all just crammed in after DreamHack Winter. So it's a lot to take in, but there are a lot of events available. So players like ByuN, they can really shine. Zest, it's a bit unfortunate the way he went out here, but at the same time, you know, this is kind of his twilight, like months even. Yeah, because he's
months.
Yeah, because I think next month he's going to the military, right? Like
something along those lines. Yeah. Yeah, something along those lines. I think he mentioned that he wasn't. Yeah, because I think he mentioned that he wouldn't be able to play at Katowice next year. Question mark.
Yeah, unfortunately not. But yeah, with that, GG. What a tournament, and it was great to be back, Yaku. Great to be back. I know.
Yeah.
Not just yourself, but I'm also quite tired. But you know, we are getting back into the swing of things, back into our regular.
Exclamation mark Funara Juanito. In the chat.
Goddamn special, man. God damn it. I just shaking my head. But with that, Yaku, do you have anything you want to add? For, you know, are we gonna see some more streams? You were streaming earlier today. Are we gonna see more?
Yeah, that was my annual stream.
Annual stream? Your weekly stream?
Monthly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I might be awake again, and if I do, then I might stream again.
Where would you be streaming?
Potentially. I don't know. Probably Twitch. Oh, twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1. And I'll announce when I go live on twitter.com @EmporeYakuzaku. If not, !Discord in the chat. We have a bot that announces when people go live. Certain people, not everybody.
The Ducklings.
They're not cool. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So be sure to check out Yaku there at his Twitch channel, Yakuzaku. Meanwhile, you can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch as well. I'm going to be laddering throughout the week. I'm also going to be playing some Final Fantasy as well, Final Fantasy 12. I want to dive back into that. We're going through a solo playthrough if you're interested. But if you just want StarCraft and if you just want more casting, then follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. We just finished up ESL Open Cup Asia. We're going to be back tomorrow morning with Darking's new tournaments called
For the ages.
For the ages, that's it. For the ages.
Shaking my head, Darking.
It's shaking my head, mate. Who named that? Steel? But Darking Darking is going to be running a tournament. The winner of the tournament earns a copy of Age of Empires 4.
Yeah, keep in mind it's a StarCraft tournament where the grand prize is a copy of Age of Empires.
Oh yeah. So very interesting. It is also Latin American only, so it's only for Latino Americans. So yeah, we're going to be casting that over here on this channel. Straight after that, we're going to be casting our BTL match. Our BTL match happened earlier today between License to Kill. I've avoided all spoilers. I have no idea what happened, and I'll be casting that alongside Starduck. So yeah, I cannot wait. Again, it is a replay cast, so it's not ideal, but if you're interested in the CranKy Ducklings and how we perform against other teams like License to Kill or Apprentice Esports, other NA teams, Root Gaming, then yeah, not Root Gaming, they don't have a pro team, but then yeah, you can check us out there if you are interested. Yeah, follow us here on Twitch, follow us on social media. We post whenever we go live: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, all that good stuff. And Yaku, do you have anything else you want to add before you go and pass out?
There was something, but I forgot.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm also gonna pass out. We've been streaming for almost 9 hours. 8 hours and 45 minutes. We've been live. I'm done. I'm gonna go get some food and sleep. Oh god. Thanks everyone for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.
Bye. Bella.